Nottinghamshire thrashed Middlesex Panthers by 77 runs on the Duckworth-Lewis method at Lords after a couple of stunning centuries from Alex Hales and James Taylor, but the Outlaws will still need to beat Warwickshire at home next week to guarantee their place in the quarter-finals of the Royal London One Day Cup, even though they have lost only one of their matches so far. With rain forecast, Owen Morgan asked Notts to bat first after he won the toss, and he may have soon been regretting that decision, as Michael, Lum and Hales played quite brilliantly from the off, with the boundaries soon flowing off the bats of both. The first of 11 sixes in an incredible innings was swept off Ravi Patel by Hales, a man who was very quickly racing through the numbers after a break for rain in the 11th over had reduced this match to a 45 over per side contest. Hales was soon clearing the rope off Patel again, the batsman winning the battle of the two England Lions. Hales needed only 44 balls for his 50 in what has been an outstanding season for the opener in all forms of the game. He had so far found the boundary on 6 occasions and cleared it twice, but this was just a start as he and Lum began to hit the ball to all parts. David Milan was brought on to bowl the 17th over and was also swept for a 6 in an over that cost his side 16 runs, the 100 coming up at the start of the over. It was not all about Hales, his partner Lum also playing superbly at the ground where Notts won the 40 over tournament last summer. Lum had used up 69 balls for his half century, from which he'd struck 5 fours. After 23 overs, these two had already taken their partnership past 150. Yet there was much more to come. Hales was in amazing form, and to his 73rd delivery, he timed a shot off Neil Dexter so well that it brought him his 14th 4 and took him to his exceptional 100, made in only 24 overs at the crease. The way he was going, an individual score in the 200s was not out of the question. A 4th maximum had his side at 200 without loss inside 28 overs. This was one-day batting at its very best. Hales middling almost everything as he took his partnership with Lum to 217 in 31 overs. Yet he was out to an awful delivery from Milan, which Hales somehow managed to belt to Dexter in the covers to leave having made 141 off only 96 balls, a score bettered only by James Hildreth and Glenn Maxwell in this tournament. You had to feel a little sorry for Lum, who was out for 81 to his 104th delivery, yet it was only the 3rd best knock of the innings, Toby Rowland-Jones with the wicket here. Taylor had come in at the fall of Hales' wicket and had made only 17 off 22 balls when Lum was out, but having watched Samit Patel strike 2 fours off his first 2 deliveries, the Outlaws skipper then joined in the fun. That was his first 6, while his second arrived in the next over, as his side posted a total of 300 on the board, with 4 of their 45 overs remaining. From those, they smashed another 67 runs, with Taylor getting to his 50 with his 3rd maximum. 4 other 4s have been struck in an innings thus far lasting 38 balls. What he was to do next almost defied logic, but he wasn't the only one to play some outrageous cricket shots. Patel didn't have much of the strike, but when he did, he played brilliantly, as hardly any balls were being delivered that didn't go crashing to or over the boundary. Taylor often saves his best for when the Sky TV cameras are in town, and this was him at his very best. James Harris and Harry Podmore were simply taught a lesson by the Notts captain, who may never have batted better than this. These are just the 6s he hit, although between them there were a large number of 4s, as every over now is going for a double-digit amount. It was a remarkable spectacle, really. Until the last over, where only 7 runs came off the first 5 balls. Then, needing a 6 for a terrific ton, Taylor did just that by sending this ball from Rowland-Jones into the grandstand to get to 100 off 55 balls, his second 50 using up only 17. He did 8 4s and 7 6s overall, adding 122 runs with Patel in 8.5 extraordinary overs. Patel incidentally made 37 off 15 as Notts finished on 368 for 2, a county record and the highest ever at the home of cricket in List A cricket. before rain after one ball of the reply left the Panthers to get 158 from 16 overs. After 2, the score read 3 for 1, Paul Sterling edging Luke Fletcher to Ricky Vessels, and it was 8 for 2 in the next over. Harry Gurney grabbing the first of his 4 wickets as Milan was beaten for pace and bowled. Gurney followed that up next ball with an equally good delivery, which also disturbed the stumps of Ryan Higgins, who was out for a golden duck with the total on 8 for 3 after 3. The Panthers were given a glimmer of hope when Ajmal Shahzad bowled a bouncer which went over Chris Reed's head for 6 no balls, before Morgan hit 6 more off the bat off James Franklin. If Middlesex were going to get close, then Morgan of course was the key. But next ball he tried to go big again as he had to and hold out to Lum, the Irishman gone for 19. Patel then removed Dexter, who top-edged a slog sweep out to Franklin as Middlesex slipped to 41 for 5 in the 7th over, the match just about over. It was in Patel's next one when Chris Rogers came down the pitch and was stumped by Reed for a single. Patel's 3 overs brought him figures of 2 for 20, one slightly ruined by this maximum from Roland Jones, who was out with a total on 60 for 7 after 10 overs, Franklin with his second success as Gurney completed the dismissal at third man. Gurney was the star with the ball, even though Harris pulled him for another 6 in a game filled with them. But the England man then picked up 2 more wickets with his last 2 balls. John Simpson was held in the deep by Franklin, before Harris was bowled next ball as Gurney ended with the exceptional figures of 4 for 16 from 3 overs. Shahzad then finished the game off as the home side were bowled out in 13.5 overs, Patel the last to fall with a poke to Stephen Mullaney. Middlesex were all out for 80, and that gave Nottinghamshire a win by 77 runs to vastly improve their net run rate. But with wins the first to separate sides on the same points, they will still go out if they lose their last match at home to Warwickshire next Wednesday and Somerset defeat Surrey in London on the same day. If Nottinghamshire do win, then not only will they qualify, but they'll also be guaranteed a home tie in the last 8.